everybody. It is time to do part 4. Gotta make sure I'm counting right. No, part 4. Yes, part 4. Jeez Louise. Of Cherokee Girl by Monja Gates. And the more I have had a chance to look at her, the more and more I am liking her. So that's a good thing. We're going to work on the chamois skin animal hide coat that she's wearing, and the fur, and then the background. And I'm really hoping I don't forget to do the fluffy stuff on the top of the feather. So cross your fingers and hope I don't forget to do that. So for the animal skin, I want the colors, and they actually do come in these colors, to be reflective of what's going on in the feathers up here. And this is just a Google image. It doesn't have all of the holes in it, the tanning, from the hide, but the colors are in the right place of where I want to be for this picture. And you can see how it's all kind of modeled, with lots of different colors all kind of modeled together in the hide. So that is what we're going to try and do with this. So we will get started. I am going to put down some white first to try and preserve some of the lightest highlights if I can. So we'll go ahead and do that. And it's kind of just, you can see in the picture where some of these might go, and a lot of it's gonna get covered up too, I'm sure, by other colors, but it's just, I just feel like it helps, so I'm gonna do it. All right, so I'm probably gonna work from light to dark. So the first color I'm going to use is going to be Seashell Pink. And really there's no rhyme or reason for this. I'm just going to kind of start applying color, and we'll just keep building and working it until I get it the way I feel like I want it. Okay, it's looking good already. Just adding some color really starts to... So now this is Beige Sienna. I'm debating if I even, let's just see what the peach beige adds. It's a little bit, even though it calls it peach beige, I think it's a little greeny, a little green. It's a little green. But that might be a good thing. That might be good to bring in a little bit different color tone. That's not the right word, but you know what I mean. Alrighty, light umber. Espresso. I'm just going to throw some white right here, blend that out a little bit. Okay, I think we're finished with the chamois. I know I keep calling it a chamois. That's probably completely not the right word for that. Animal hide. It just reminds me of chamois cloth, I guess. Yay. Okay, I want the fur to be dark, but I don't know that I want to use all espresso. I think I want to mix some cooler, because espressos are really, really, really warm brown. So I think I want to mix some sepia in there. Dark umber gets kind of red, so maybe just sepia. And let's use beige sienna for the highlight. So I'm going to try and work in clumps, just like I do on the hair. We'll do all these little clumps of animal fur that she's got going on here. So I'll just put a little bit of highlight down. This is the sepia. I might just stick with sepia. So I'm just going to be switching back and forth between beige sienna and sepia. Basically, we're treating this just like we would hair. I said that already, didn't I? Whoa. All right. I'm just going to put this down straight right here. And then I'll come in with some black afterwards. So we'll keep with the two colors for now. That also helps in the editing. I think I'm going to make life easier and stick this in a extender. Okay. Looking to see. Yep. Don't press down too hard. Schpirerr Farben black or Prismacolor black. I'm sorry, or Polychromos black. Again, because those are both very warm blacks, as opposed to the Prisma black, which is very cool. Beige Sienna. And Sepia. And black. I'm really happy. I think I'm even going to take my Prisma black and go right underneath everything. Okay, so yay, while I'm thinking of it, I think, whoops, before we move on to the background, I'm going to go grab the stuff that I need to do that feather top, and we'll do that right now. Okay, so this is by Brush and Pencil. And I showed you guys how I used this when I did the cat whiskers on the Kitty Cuddles video. And so now we're going to do it on the feathers. So this is Brush and Pencil Titanium White. And this is the Touch Up Texture. And this is awesome to use if you have accidentally colored a section of your page the wrong color, and you've erased it, but the color hasn't come off completely, and it's not going to cover well with the color that you intended to use. So you can brush on a teeny bit of this, let it dry completely, and it restores the tooth on your paper and covers up the mistake and allows you to come back in and fix it. So this is one of the, this is just a rubber, I don't want to call it a rubber brush, but it kind of is. It's got a rubber tip. I got it, I think I got a whole set of these different sizes at Hobby Lobby. It's like, you know, Master's Touch, but it's great for mixing this stuff up because I can smush. I can just not worry about the bristles of a brush and just really get in there and smush all of that powder away. Okay, so now I'm going to take my liner brush, put that in there. I like it better than using paint. It seems to flow better off of my brush than paint would, and I can control the opacity of the white so I can make it more translucent, or I can make it more opaque depending on how much of the titanium white I put in the mixture. So now I can just keep building up until I get the look that I want for that feather down on the top of the feather. Okay, I think that's good. Why is that turning pink? Okay. So for some reason, I have no idea why. It's never happened to me before. Sorry, I'm trying to get a paper towel. It's turning pink right there. I literally have never had that happen before, so I don't know why it's doing that. And I don't know, I mean, it's not like obnoxious pink, but it's pink enough that I don't know that I like it. just don't have a reason for why it would be doing that. So I'm going to leave it and see what it does. I don't know. That was weird. Okay, so I've made a mess. I've got stuff everywhere. Okay, so now that it's dry, it's not quite as pink as it was. I'm not sure. So this is going to be an experiment because I have no idea how my white pencil will take. I don't want to scratch everything off. It shouldn't scratch it off because it is made for this kind of work with colored pencils. So, nope, it's not scratching off. So I just put my white just over that little area that kind of looked pink for some strange reason. And it looks great. It looks fine. And I love how it looks all white and fluffy there at the top of the feather. Okay, so we are going to zoom out. And we're going to pick our colors for our background. And I do want to do a Neocolor background. I know we did one just, I think, on the last video even. But it's always good to practice, and it's such a good, fun, easy way to do backgrounds that I think that we should just kind of keep playing around with it until we're just completely sick of it. So I'm thinking malachite green and turquoise. And then what we will probably do is we'll lay that down, we'll let it dry, and then I will go in again afterwards with my Prismacolors white, which I always like to do, but probably this dark or maybe even darker aquamarine color along the really close to where she is, and give it a little bit more depth, so I can show you how I do that. So that is what we are going to do. So I keep my Neocolors in this box, and I'm thinking it might be time to add to my collection. So malachite green. What was the other color we decided on? This one. Turquoise. And just for giggles, I'm also going to pull out brown. And russet maybe, but probably not. So this is my Caran palette, which is awesome. It's textured and it lets me scribble on the pad, on the palette, to get some nice color. And then I gotta decide which brush I want to use. For some reason, I seem to always pick smaller brushes like those, as opposed to a bigger one. Even when I'm working in a big area, it just seems like I have more control with the smaller ones. And then I got myself a squeeze bottle. I think I probably got that at Walmart in the food section. And it's awesome for keeping on hand to fill up my brushes, which is always a good idea to do before you start working, because if you run out of water in the middle of working, that can really put a damper on your day, because you'll run out of that working time. Alrighty, so let's put some turquoise blue down. And malachite. And if I do brown, I'm wondering if I might just wait and add it at the end. So I'm not gonna put that on the palette yet. Okay, I'm always nervous to start. So if you're nervous to start, don't feel bad. It's kind of, I think it's normal. Okay, so I have my paper towel ready. I have color on my brush. I'm going to start up here. And one of the things that I want to try and achieve, which I'm not always very good at, is keeping the color centered on the paper, as opposed to covering the entire sheet with the color. I want it to blend out until it's almost white on the edges. And I need practice with that. So I don't know how well I'll be able to achieve that, but we're going to give it a try. So add some more color, some more water, and call it good. Don't overwork it. I'm going to have to work upside down. Okay. I think I'll try and do the close to the face first. With the darker, we can always go back in and add more, but I have that turquoise to do as well, so I don't want to do too much. Get that water in there, okay. And just a little bit more here. Okay, now the turquoise. Which is similar in color, so may not make much difference. Well, we definitely peeled up that paper. I didn't even think I put that much. I didn't even think I rubbed that much on there. So I'm going to stop, and I'm going to use my heat gun, and I'm going to dry this before we add more on here. So I will be back. Okay, so it is all nice and dry, and we're going to do it again. We're going to do it again and just deepen that color. Let's see, do I want this brush? I think I liked this brush. I like what's going on here. I'm not crazy about what's going on here, but I don't know that I don't think that it will move. So just gonna tap some more lighter color to break it up so it didn't look so square. It kind of looked square to me. So yeah, it still looks square. All right, I'm leaving that. Okay, I want to add some more of the dark. And you utilize that water brush. So when you put your color down, squeeze that brush to give yourself some more water so that that color can spread and it doesn't just stay in one place. So squeeze that brush and move that color. Okay, good. Sorry, I have to work upside down because I'm working on this side of her. And it's really just all about practice. Yeah, it's really all about practice. So I like. I'm gonna dry it again. Actually, I'm gonna add some more dark right here. Spread with that water. Spread with that water. Okay. I'm leaving it. All right, we're back to drying. It takes me about, not even 5 minutes, but I want to make sure it's really, really dry before we start adding anything else. So be back shortly. Okay, second layer dry and ready to go. So we are going to add some russet. And it's always scary for me, you know, when you've done something and you think, okay, I'm happy with that. That looks really nice. So it's scary to now push yourself even further and run the risk of screwing it all up. I know, I've been there, but I think it needs another layer of something. So we are going to use the russet, and I'll start small and we'll see what happens. Okay, I'm stopping because you don't, I mean, there. You don't want to, it's really easy to want to keep working and then overwork it, and we don't want that to happen. So I'm going to stop there. What I like about this is the same thing that I like about what we did with the turquoise when we added the raw umber, no, the light umber. It took it from looking very one-dimensional to looking a lot more interesting. I think I want some out here. Oh no, no, what is that? I don't know what that was. Okay, so that is the beauty of using the Prismacolors on top, is that if there's anything that happens that we hate, we can fix it. Because I like the addition of the, I like it. I don't like what happened right there, but Prismas will fix a world of problems. So more water. Okay. If it wasn't for that, I would be really, really, really happy. I'm pretty sure we can fix it, so I'm not going to stress. I'm going to dry again. Okay, so this is where we're at. And I have pulled out my Aquamarine, my light umber is the one I meant to pull out, light umber, white, some blenders, all that good stuff. So I'm going to start just by coming in here and just with small little circles, I'm going to basically manipulate, not really manipulate, I'm basically going to take what I have here and try and make it better. Because you don't always have control of where the Neocolor goes, which on one hand can be really nice, and on the other hand can be frustrating sometimes. So by doing this, I can add or smooth any areas that I want to make it look more appealing. And sometimes it works and sometimes I get frustrated, but it almost always eventually, I almost always am happy with the eventual results. But what's nice about the Neos is that it basically gives me a starting point, so to speak. Because I want it to look random, but I want it to look random in a controlled way, if that makes any sense. Okay, I'm going to leave that. And I want to put some over here. So I'm going very, very lightly because I want it to blend with what I already have down. I don't want it to stand out too much like I've added it. I want it to look natural, so to speak. light umber, and the aquamarine. I'm going to add a little bit more up here to accentuate that watercolory look. Definitely the white pencil definitely feels different on top of the Neos. It feels scratchier. It sounds scratchier. Some brown right here. I'm gonna fix this black hair right here because it looks weird. Better. Okay. All right, I like it. Don't want to go too much because we want to preserve as much of the true watercolory look as possible. I'm just trying to make it a little bit better. That might not be an issue, but I'm going to try putting white on top of it. And then I might like it better. It feels so weird. Don't let the texture or the feeling deter you. It's just because the paper has changed since adding the Neos. All right, I think I'm not going to worry about it because it lightened up when it dried, and then it lightened up even more with the white pencil over the top, so I think I'm going to leave it. I'm pretty happy with this. I think that's just part of the fun of this hobby is watching a page change and grow and get better and better as you keep adding more and more stuff to it. I know I was in one of the other videos I had mentioned how I was feeling very inadequate looking at Monja's actual version of her page. But again, once I don't have her version in front of me to compare, I really, really am happy with how this turned out. I think that's it. So if you guys can probably tell, the paper is a little bit buckly. And you can really help prevent that if you tape your paper down with some blue tape. Make sure you use blue tape because you don't want to pull the paper off when you peel it off. They call that stretching, and you pull it down, you pull it nice and tape it down nice and tight. It's nice if you can do it on top of like a mat of some kind, because then you can still move the mat around on top of your table, and you don't have to feel like you're stuck with the paper being in just one spot. But that will really, really help prevent the buckling of the paper. Another thing that helps to prevent it is if you use a heat gun and you heat it all up, as soon as you've finished and it's dry but still hot or warm, stick it under a really flat surface and let it cool in that flat position, and that will also help to flatten it down a little bit. So once I stick this under some books or something for a day, it will flatten out and be pretty good. So all right, so we did the fluffy. We didn't forget to do that. Is there anything else I want to do to this? I'm debating on going even darker around the edge of her. I'm not quite sure if I want to do that or not. Again, that's one of those things that I spend a lot of time when I'm working on my own pages, just fluffing and taking my time in those decisions. I don't really have that luxury when I'm doing it on camera. Well, I think it's pretty good. Guys, I believe she is done. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you learned something new today. And I know I had a good time. I filmed probably almost this whole thing consecutively all day today. So yeah, I had a good time. It was a coloring kind of day for me. So thanks for spending part of your day with me. You guys are awesome. I don't know what we're going to do on the next. Oh, I know what we're going to do on the next video. The next video, I'm going to do another celebration video for my 1-year anniversary, my 1-year colorversary, and I'm going to show you all my coloring supplies, my pencils, my everything. I'm just going to pull it all out and show you what I've collected over the last year as far as coloring supplies go. So we will do that probably in the middle of the week sometime, and then I'll figure out what we're going to do for the next color along. If you guys have any requests on either book or artist, please leave me a comment. I would love to know what you think, what you would like to see, and maybe I'll do it. So that is all. Until I see you guys again, take care. Bye-bye.